Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Dragon Warrior 3 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Last episode, Prince Ernie ended up getting the Thief's Key from the old man in the Tower of Najima, and now it's time for us to put that key to use. So I can get some information from a lot of people that were hiding behind those gold doors, and I'm also going to get some more treasure, because there's some treasure that we couldn't get in the Tower of Najima. They were behind these gold doors. So you just select the Thief's Key from whoever has it in their item menu, and just use it, and you'll open the door. I just showed off there the Sadie's appraise ability. But that does basically, it looks at an item and kind of gives the idea of how much that item would sell if the item is cursed. So it can be a pretty useful thing if you don't know what a new item is, so going through the game the first time. Just transfer my stuff around a little bit. It seems there's an old man who makes magic balls in the village of Reeve. Okay. Let's go talk with whoever behind this thing here. A lot of these people are going to point us in the direction of the village of Reeve and to pick up that magic ball. You can break open the seal on the travel door using the magic ball, I hear. Okay. Remember that door was sealed because of a war a long time ago. And let's go talk with this merchant. See what he has to say. The magic ball can break down walls, they say. Okay. So it's very important that we're going to have to get that. And there's a lady who was hanging out here. Let's see if she has anything to add to where we need to do. Long ago, the travel door used to be in the easternmost part of Alien. Okay. So we'll go look in there. Luckily, the Alihan continent is pretty tiny, so we'll be able to explore it pretty easily. So not a lot of places to get lost. Like I said, it's like the world map, and Alihan continent here is like Australia. Just a small little island. And we're going to head back to the Tower of Najima, that small little island itself, through one of the ways, one of the other alternate ways to the dungeon. And that way is through a secret passageway in the castle here. It takes us to this green area here, which is very near the entrance. To the left is going to be the entrance. If we were to keep going to the left, we'd end up back into the cave of the promontory. But instead we're going to head north because there's some treasure up here. We didn't head this way earlier because there's two treasure chests over to the right that are blocked by a gold door. So we need a Thief's Key to loot everything here. And this is exit is going to take us to the third way we could have gotten to the Tower of Najima, through a suspicious looking spot in the forest south of Reeve. We'll find a medical herb, and then we're going to find agility seed. Agility seeds, most of the seeds that boost stats in this game, we're going to end up just putting them in the vault and using them at the end of the game, when we're not really going to be gaining any more levels, because the game has a kind of a ceiling as to how high your stats can be. So if your stats are too high for where they expect them to be, they're not going to give you bonuses in those stats, and that's probably because of the class change. When you change class, you lose half your stats, but you get put back to level 1. So if there wasn't like a ceiling on stats, you can just keep changing classes over and over and over again and maxing out all your characters. So to kind of prevent that, they put that like little ceiling limitation in. So this guy tells us about that area in the forest to the south that connects to the Tower of Najima, where we can get the key. If we tell him we don't have the key. When you walk outside the town, you may encounter some things that are suspicious. It's not good enough to look at them from afar. You have to get up close. So that's what we're gonna see. In that forest, there was like a little spot that wasn't covered in a tree. It was covered in like bushes. So that's the cue that hey, there's something there probably. So now, this is the original Dragon Warrior 3. So they're not gonna have stuff hidden in pots. In some of the remakes, there's stuff hidden in drawers and stuff that are hidden in chests and pots. But we don't have to worry about that in this original. Speaking of remakes, that's where I'm getting the information for the monsters. I pulled it from the Game Boy Color remake, and that one you can get like monster medals. That's why some of the names are different and it tells you what medal the monster gives you. So that guy tells us we can push boulders, and that's going to be important later on because there's some few puzzles in this game that are like Zelda puzzles where you have to like push stuff onto switches, move things around. So change signal, really good upgrade, best weapon we can get. But Prince Ernie, Sadie, and Indy can all use it, but we can only be able to afford one, so it'll go to Prince Ernie, and then Prince Ernie will pass down his copper sword down to Sadie. So, transfer that to her. And we'll just give her some stuff. We could grind a little bit for money here, but in the next continent we get to, there's going to be a place where we can gamble. And when we get a lot of money gambling, it takes a while, but it's gambling similar to how we did in Dragon Quest II, where we save the game, then we go gamble. If we win, we go back, save the game, and keep that money. If we lose a lot of money, then we'll just restart from the last save where we had the money. So that way we kind of, rigging the gambling. There's a lot of really good stuff, upgraded equipment in the next area. Now, normally you'd be able to you'd level to gain money. If you journey east into over the mountains, you see you'll find a small lake. But by buying the equipment through the gambling method, we're able to grind more effectively because we'll be doing more damage, we'll be taking less damage because we'll have better armor, better weapons. So we'll defeat the enemies quicker, we won't take as much damage fighting the enemies, so we won't have to, the battles themselves will be faster, and we won't have to waste as much time, running back to towns to heal up. So, future towns ain't going to be as nice with having, Mom there to heal us up for free. So we're going to have to actually be spending money to heal ourselves at inns. So just get rid of some of this old stuff. Closing the club. Trying to make enough money to buy a turban, which is a really, really good hat. Surprisingly, it's not sold at stores, it's sold in an item store here. So, it's sold in a later village, but we can pick one up really, really good right here. It's 4 times better than the leather hat, which we have 2 of our characters have that Tennison and Prince Ernie have right now. They have the leather hats because they are the only 2 that can equip the turban. The turban can be equipped by the Goof-Off and the Merchant, so you want to make sure to grab them. So what I did is I basically walked around town, fought some monsters, got that 10 gold I need to get the turban, and to show off the day-night system. Now, in the nighttime, you see a lot of shops are closed, and some of the new people are up and about doing things, and some people who are up earlier in the day are now sleeping, and they may have some different dialogue. A lot of times when I'm sleeping, people just say like ZZZ or snore. So for instance, this man appears now, and that child's parents were done in by monsters, they say. How sad. So let's go keep walking around here. This is going to be really important later on, like the day-night cycle. Because there's going to be a really good weapon that we're going to get for Tennison, and that's one of the reasons why I chose a wizard. Offensive spells, they're good and they're powerful, but the problem is that the wizard is very limited in MP, so they're going to run out real quick, and once they run out of their spells, they're kind of useless. But there's one item that we're going to get later on. It's called the Poison Needle. It has a 20% chance. It only deals 1 damage, but a 20% chance to instantly defeat an enemy. And there's going to be some enemies that are really, really tough, but they don't do anything unless they're under 25% of their hit points. So we shouldn't be able to fight them at the time that but when we get the Poison Needle, we'll be able to defeat these enemies and gain a lot of experience and levels really, really quick. So, and here we're going to see the change in nighttime here in Aleahan. Hey, didn't we meet upstairs in the eatery this afternoon? Yeah, she was the guy by the cat. That guy's sleeping. These two people, surprisingly, aren't sleeping. You can talk with them in the morning, and they say the same thing. We'll show that off. Seems the man in the front room tried to make a magic ball and failed. So he's hurt and recovering here at the inn. I wanted to sail the far seas. As we all know in all these RPGs, sleep heals everything. Well, almost everything, except for death. You have to go to the healer. Well, hi. Didn't I meet you in the eatery today, Hiccup? We're closing for the day. Please come back tomorrow. You can't explore wells. In the remakes, you can explore wells, and we'll see that in Dragon Warrior 5. They start doing that. Wouldn't your mind be worried if you don't go home? What business do you have here this late at night? I remember that guy was blocking the way into this house in the morning. He was standing in the doorway here. Yeah, sometimes you get some new information. And there's going to be another town later on that's kind of an undead town where there'll be nobody around during the day. But then, like, all the ghosts and spirits come out at night, and you can actually talk with them and get information, so... I was headed to the castle, but like they said earlier, the castle's closed off at night. So stay overnight at the inn and then come back. The king has certainly turned in for the night already, so... So we're just going to have to, makes you think maybe I should, sneak in off the right down, try to sneak in through the Tower of, Najima. The back route through the castle, so... This is the vault. You can leave items or gold here, but you have a surcharge to pick up any item. The more rare the item and more expensive it is, the more it costs to pick it up from the vault. Money you want to leave there because, like the previous Dragon Quest games, if you're defeated in battle, you're resurrected at the last place you saved, but you lose half of your gold. So... we're gonna need all the gold we need right now, but like later on in the game, when you might have a lot of gold and dungeons get tougher, you might want to drop some off in the vault so that just in case you do get defeated in battle, you don't lose all that hard-earned gold. So, let's take another advantage of the free little inn here. And then we're going to make our way toward that lake. That we were told on the eastern part of the island. So we're going to talk with these people upstairs and show that they say the same thing here. And the doors remained unlocked, so that's cool. Yeah, same thing with the magic ball. And this guy still wanted to sail away. So that's pretty much it for this town. We might want to pick up, like I said, some antidotes if you haven't, because there's going to be a lot of enemies that can poison you in the upcoming lake cave. We also want to have an opportunity to save between now and completing the lake cave, so I'm just going to make a backup safety save right here with the king, and then do some, then head out on the adventure. How much more levels we need. As you can see, levels are getting much more expensive in terms of the amount of experience we need. Luckily, the monsters are starting to give a little bit more experience than just the ones that roam around here. I may have mentioned it if I didn't. Do it now here. Monsters get a little bit tougher at night. Individually, the monsters' stats remain the same. But some new monsters, some tougher monsters, may appear during the night that don't appear during the day. Like in the daytime, you only find the slimes and ravens out here. At nighttime, the horned hares start appearing. We already ran into them on the way to the Tower of Najima, though, but... we're gonna start heading up here. See that little exit, that little part of the forest looks different. Like I said, if you see that around in other places, be sure to investigate. So, let's pick up that turban, and that'll go to Sadie, because she's being in the front of the party. Like I said, will take about 44% of the attacks. We want to make sure that she has the best defense. And we want to put her in the front because she can also take advantage of that parry trick. So, also pick up a leather shield. A leather shield can go to the first three characters, Sadie, Prince Ernie, and Indy. But once again, we're going to have to, you know, make do with what we can. And we're just going to give it to the shield, the two that we can afford, to Sadie and Prince Ernie. Or the only one that we could afford to Sadie. So, because we want to boost her defense up as high as it can go. Her defense is actually higher than her attack now, so. We also have Sadie in the front because then we can take advantage of that parry glitch. I don't know if it's a glitch because the instruction manual that comes with the game actually tells you to do that. So, the game's encouraging you to do that. So, alright, so we're gonna head into the mountains here, and like other previous Dragon Warrior games, mountain areas have highest encounter rates. So, we're gonna see we're gonna start running into babbles around here, and we ran into one of them in the Tower of Majima. They're the ones that can poison you, so that's why it was important that we picked up all those antidote herbs. Every one of our characters has an antidote herb. We're going to find another one in the upcoming dungeon, but there's only one. Not a lot of treasure in the upcoming dungeon, so that's why it's important to, you know, stock up. So here's the scorpion wasps. As you can see, they have the ability to call other scorpion wasps to help them, kind of like the army ants in Dragon Quest II did. So they can drop see if they can drop a luck seed. But like I said, seeds aren't all that good until you're no longer in beginning levels, because those stats a lot of times can go, you know, out the window. You know, say the game says, you know, hey, at level like 10, like Prince Ernie should only have around like 20 agility. But if we bumped it up with a bunch of seeds, yeah, we get some earlier benefit from those stats. But then, like, when we're getting going toward level 10, the game will be like, well, his agility is too high, we're not going to give him any, so we won't gain those stats in the level, so. So, Tennison just learned a new spell, the Fireball spell, which is really good. It's an entire group of enemies, and it's pretty powerful. It's more powerful than the Blaze spell, and it hits a group, so we can get a lot of use out of that. It's pretty expensive, though. It costs 4 magic points, so it's twice as expensive as the Blaze spell, but, you know, if you'd rather hit 3 enemies with Fireball, then, you know, if you hit 3 enemies with Fireballs rather than 2 enemies with Blaze, you know what, it pays off, so. This is what we'll pick up on our next episode, right outside the lake. Take care, see you then, bye!